everybody, Chuckles here, back with you again, and welcome to episode 2 of Fallout 4 Mods Showcase. The Fallout 4 modding scene has shown no signs of slowing down since my last episode, so without further ado, let's get right into this, and we'll take a look at a few mods that piqued my interest. The first mod that I want to feature in this episode has to do with the in-game map. The map in Fallout 4 is pretty good. It's a pretty fair representation of the in-game world, but you may have noticed that in certain areas, roads specifically, are a little bit subdued and not extremely visible. And that is what this first mod aims to fix. Improved Map with Visible Roads by MM137. And with this mod installed, the first thing you're going to notice right away is that all of the roads and the entire map in general is a lot brighter and a lot easier to see. The topography of the landscape is a lot more distinguishable, and the borders of cities are a lot easier to see as well. The mod comes in 3 versions, normal, darker, and even darker, depending on how bright you want the map to appear. Personally, I thought that the normal version was just perfect for me. I really like how visible it is, and that is probably the one that I'm going to be using. All in all, really excellent mod. Definitely something that is going to be staying in my load order, and definitely something that I highly recommend. The next mod I want to feature today has to do with the ever-coveted X1 Power Armor. If you are a big fan of the extremely powerful X1 Power Armor and also a fan of the Brotherhood of Steel, you may want to pay attention because I think this mod is going to be right up your alley. And that mod is Standalone X1 Brotherhood of Steel Power Armor Paint Set by Jalthi. With this mod installed, you will be able to apply a Brotherhood of Steel paint scheme to any set of X1 Power Armor in the game. The texture on this armor is, or paint scheme rather, is a decent improvement over the vanilla textures, but the real standout of this mod, I think, is the colors. The overall color is a lot darker, so is the accent colors, and the reds are just a lot richer than even the standard Brotherhood of Steel paint scheme that you can apply to any of the other power armors. The mod also features the ability to paint your X1 armor with all of the different Brotherhood of Steel rank emblems, from Initiate all the way up to and including Elder, which I think is pretty cool. All in all, really great color and texture for the X1 power armor. And as I said, especially really great for someone who is maybe doing a Brotherhood of Steel playthrough in their game, or is just a big fan of the Brotherhood of Steel and wants to be able to paint their X1 armor with their emblems. Fallout 4 takes place in Boston, as we all know by now. And many of the buildings in the game are, old brick buildings, as you would typically see in the Boston area, being that it is one of America's oldest cities. And the vanilla textures, when you get up close, are pretty low res on the bricks and kind of blurry. And this next mod aims to improve that. That mod is exShinra's Better Brick Textures by exShinra, of course. And with this mod installed, all of the bricks on all of the buildings have a much better and much more realistic look to them. The textures aren't extremely high resolution, but the colors, in my opinion, are really what make this mod stand out. I mean, they are a lot better than the bricks in the vanilla game. Most of all, when I was checking out this mod, I think what I ended up being surprised about is how many different brick textures there are in the game originally. And the amazing thing is that this mod changes every one of them. So kudos to the mod author there. All in all, I think this mod provides a really great facelift to the entirety of the brick buildings in the game, and it's definitely something I'm going to be keeping in my own personal game, and definitely worth a look. So go check it out. And finally, the last mod that I want to feature today is one of the many reshades that have come out for Fallout 4. And in particular, I want to feature Strange Reshade by xovereign. All in all, in my time with this reshade, I really think that it is absolutely beautiful. The colors in particular in this reshade are much more saturated and much more vibrant, which I very much like. The lighting is much brighter and much more vibrant across the board. And conversely to that, the shadows and shaded areas are much deeper and much darker. In the depth of field version of this reshade, I found the depth of field to be a little bit on the extreme side, but it transitions quickly, so it's not too bad, honestly. This reshade actually reminds me a lot of Blackout ENB, which you may be familiar with from Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3. I always really liked that ENB. And I think this one is very similar indeed. I like it very much. I played with this reshade on for quite a while. And although I think it is very, very beautiful indeed, in my personal opinion, it's not something that I would play with. I would see using it maybe for taking really amazing screenshots or taking video. I think it's really great for that. But the sunrises and sunsets in particular were a little bit bright and a little bit harsh, in my opinion, but still a great reshade. Well, that is going to close the book on this episode of Fallout 4 Mods Showcase. I do hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the like button down below if you did. I'd really appreciate it very much. And hit the subscribe button too while you're down there. That way you'll never miss out on an episode of this show or any other video that I may put out in the future. Once again, I'm going to remind you that if you do download and enjoy any of the mods featured in this episode, be sure to head on back over to the Nexus pages and click the endorse button on the mod as well. The mod authors will appreciate that very much as well. With that being said, I'm going to get on out of here and get back to actually playing some Fallout 4. And I will see you all in the next video.